Hey, hey, hey! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. Hey, whew, man, work just does not stop, unfortunately. So, yeah, I had to cancel out today's stream. Sorry. It happens, right? It happens. So, but we're here. And it's Monday, and we're working on the GBWC build, so that means bazooka time, right? So, yeah, look at that. So, if you don't know what this is the symbol for the Powered GM test team. Yeah, from 0083, right? This is actually a new shirt, one of the 5. And what's new about it is, that right there. On the sleeve looking nice. Yeah. So, mind you, I have not updated the store. Woo! Greek Knocos with the subscribe. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you, buddy. You get one of these. Hey. And for some strange reason, Streamlabs is not playing sound for me. I know you guys are hearing it because I heard it through the YouTube stream and all that good stuff, but for some reason it's not playing it on my side, and I don't know why. It's just weird. One of those things. We'll get by it. It's not a huge deal. But anyway, so yeah, so boom, boom, boom. Powered GM test team. I need to get this updated with the sleeve art and everything, all that, very soon in the store. And then tomorrow I'm going to be donning one of the new ones. Yeah. New. Brand new. So tune in for that, yeah? But, if you want one of the other amazing Child of Mecha shirts, hit up www.childofmecha.com, hit the store button up at the top. You will find other shirts than this on there. Hats, prints of my work, all sorts of fun stuff, so go load up. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we are going to be working with here tonight, there's an Amazon link below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the price for you. It goes to help out me, help out the stream, fuel our endeavors moving forward, right? So, Alex Andrews says, you guys see the new announcements. Like that shitty Master Grade Wing Custom Verka. That one? Or are there others? I don't know. I haven't. Shit went down. I don't know. I didn't even look. Anyway, but the kit announcements, yeah. The womp the high grade heavy arms, Sandrock Armadillo. Yeah. I'm not too jazzed about them. New Master Grade Wing or Tall Geese? What? Really? I'm not jazzed about the wing stuff, guys. Like, I'm just like, like, whatever. Cup noodles. Nice. Anyway, with that being said, there's some cool stuff in the Amazon link. Definitely check it out. I'm adding stuff all the time. Besides that, if you're interested in kits, tools, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1 and 2, those are both in stock and shipping now. Hit up our good friends right down yonder here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need. Now, if you like this stream, if you get value from it, if you learn from what we do here, man, hit the like, subscribe, follow on all the different social media channels so you can keep up with what we're doing off stream, with announcements if I have to cancel the fucking stream or not. So that's kind of where to go to find current information about what we're up to. So if you know somebody or a group of somebodies that could benefit from watching this as well, man, share the stream with them. It's the nice thing to do. Come on. So anyway, one of our endeavors moving forward, like I had mentioned, is a podcast, right? Builder interviews, store owners, industry insiders, artists, all that good stuff. Hey, Carl, Mr. Goalie Zero. I can't read the damn thing. Let me go to Twitch and see what he said. He says, need the distraction tonight. Just wanted to say thanks for streaming. Buddy, thank you, Carl. I appreciate you, bruh. Like, you get one of these, bang on. Because trust me, I need the distraction too. From work. Right? So, work sucks right now, you guys. Work sucks. I had to deal with a really stupid situation today. And it was just like, it literally sucked the life out of me. Like, I actually had to go to sleep because it just drained me. It was so stupid. I'm not going to get into that because this is not a work rant stream. This is a build stream, right? Anyway, Brian says you look tired, Tim. I am a little bit. But hey, the show must go on, right? We're professionals here. But anyway, so the podcast, we were talking about that. So the trailer, the preview episode has been uploaded and it's awaiting confirmation on all the different streaming platforms. I mean, if you want to go search it out, you're more than willing or more than able to, but it's only like a minute long. It's literally just to get onto the streaming platforms. You have to have one episode of a podcast just to get like authorized to be on the streaming platforms. Apple, Spotify, all the major ones, right? So you need to upload at least one. So what normal people, what most people do is upload like a trailer type of episode or whatever, right? Just hey, coming soon, blah, 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 whatever. So that's up there. If you guys want to go hear it, feel free. If not, you're not missing anything at this point. Mecha Studio Podcast. I know it's available right now it's on Spotify, Google Podcast. We're still waiting on Apple. They always take the longest. They just love to take their time. But once that's all up there, then we get rolling and then into it, right? So that should be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, that should be a whole lot of fun. So definitely a step in the right direction, right? Definitely a step in the right direction. Yeah, and Pabby said, who knew Tim had a review voice? Dude, that is like my phone voice, right? I used to work for Comcast back in the day. Or Pab says radio, I mean. Yeah, no, I used to work for Comcast back in the day. Way back in the day. And I was on the phones doing tech support, right? And you do develop kind of an on-phone persona that is kind of different from your own. And it's weird. But it's more for the customer service side of things, right? So I did that, and that's just kind of how I kind of developed that. And then starting doing voiceovers and stuff for learning courses and all that stuff that we do for OEMs and stuff like that. That's it just kind of evolved. So yeah, that's kind of where I got it all from, right? So. It is what it is. It's silky smooth. I'm not gonna lie. It's silky smooth. It's just like it will absolutely put you to sleep. Cheers. Because it's so silky smooth, not because I'm a boring asshole. Although some would argue that point. I don't know. Anyway, fuck it. Let's go. Right? Hey, and if you missed Mechanism on Friday, I highly suggest that you go back and take a look at it because it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It was was a really good time. I got out-hosted. Sucks to say. But I admit it, right? James No Zaku Boy says, at least an asshole. Right? James, if I had a nickel for every time someone called me an asshole, I'd be a rich man. But it's neither here nor there. But Alex Andrews gave us the reminder of Alexa, and then also for the monitor, and I didn't have that on because it's been kind of crazy. Anyway, whoo, buddy. All right, let's get caught up with the chat just real quick because I know a lot of y'all are commenting and everything of that nature. So, James says I can believe that for sure. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Anyway. Let's see. Wilson Alanea is over there on Facebook. He says it would be great if a Serpent custom Verka. See, now you're speaking my language, Wilson. Stop talking dirty. Stop talking dirty. I like it too much. Anyway, let's see. Sorvan's over there on Twitch. He says I'm very hyped for the heavy arms. At least someone is, right? That's cool. Good deal. Superset5 is also over there on Twitch. He says, "What's up, everybody? What's going on, bud? Only fun because you guys forgot us on Twitch." What? Well, I didn't. I hooked you guys up, right? Scuffles is over there on Twitch as well. He says, "Just give me a 1/100 Pale Rider, any grade." That's not a bad call. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty good. Yeah. I'd get in on a Pale Rider. Hell yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Howard Rivera's over there. He says, "Hello, how are you? Hope everything is fine." Thank you, Howard. Demons. Howard, how are you, bud? Thank you for watching. Anywho, and then the regular peoples are over here on the YouTubes. Looks like Bill is gonna go pass out. Bill, take care, buddy. Have fun with passing out. Hopefully it's just to sleep and not like from... Either way, it's fun, right? Yeah. Let's see. Our boys, Frankie and Brian and Pabby, we already talked to. They're all over there on YouTube. Mr. Alex Andrews. I saw Colin, Mr. Hi Craig. Let's see. Joe Grasso. Man, old school. What's going on, bud? Eris385, he's also over there. He says, I'll look for it. Give me a minute. Hey, there you go. But yeah. Otaku Dan. Hey, Dan, thank you for that hookup on Instagram. That FYI. Yeah. We got that shit taken down. Filed a copyright claim against it, and within 24 hours, it's gone. So thank you for that. Thank you for the heads up. Appreciate that, buddy. Anyway, I hate reposters. I hate them. I hate them less if they tag, like proper credit tag, like link everything. I hate them even less. I can almost tolerate them if they come to me beforehand and make a request for reposting. But they're still just get on my nerves, man. Get on my nerves. I don't know why I said it like that, but it just does. Anyway, Terry T, Mr. Gundam Yatham. Yo, if you guys didn't see the announcement, I'm full on hype about this for Terry. Terry is collaborating with our fine crew down here at USA Gundam Store to make stickers. Like, he is drawing, and they are creating stickers, like monthly stickers. Like, yo, I am stupid hype about this. I need them all. Every single one. I need them all. I must have them. I must. But Terry says, hi, Tim. Have you covered making vent details on the streams yet? I'm trying to make one now, and I'm trying to get some ideas. Terry, what kind of vents are you looking for, buddy? Are you looking for like heat sinks with the fins and stuff like that? What's kind of sparking your fancy? Let me know, right? Alex Andrews says, Tiger Drill. Still need to get it. I still haven't hooked that up yet. I need to. I'm just being lazy. I'm preoccupied with other shit, but what are you going to do? Terry T says, haha, thank you, Tim. I need them all too. Yeah, for real. Pab says, I'm telling you, Terry, I'd be all over a hyper detail Apex. Yo, that. Yeah. Superset 5 says, new Gundam November? Maybe November stickers? Hey. Terry T says, I'm looking for the fin vents like what you see on the MS chests. Ah, okay. So, the first thing that I would say, if you want to go kind of the easy, convenient route, hook up with our boy Colin Craig, Mr. Hi Craig in the chat. Hi, Craig. Hey, Craig, just comment so Terry can say hi. He's also on Instagram under Hi Craig as well. But Colin makes some kick-ass 3D printed vent jigs, right? And they're awesome. I don't have one, sadly. But they look amazing, right? They look amazing. And he's printed them in all sorts of different sizes and everything like that. And they're actually, you can slot in, pieces of plastic strip in there, and they're, spaced and everything like that. They're really, really cool looking. So I think that would probably be the easiest, most efficient way of doing it. Aside from that, then you got to kind of get it creative, right? You got to get a little creative. So we can talk about that. We absolutely can. We can talk about that. Sure. Alexander says, they're all coming out of the woodwork now, right? Look at this. John Lynn's over here. Mr. Z. What's going on, Zashawn? Yeah. All of them. All the boys and girls. Milkshakes bring them all to the yard. Anyway. That was scary. Let's go camera 2, shall we? Boom. Here we go. Okay, so this, real quick, before we talk about the vents and everything for Terry, let's just cover real quick what we've done thus far to the bazooka. So, most of the work that we did last week was focused on the front kind of barrel thingy here, right? Let's get you zoomed in here real quick so you can have a better look at this guy. Now, let's take this off of here, and let's focus on that amazing scribing detail right there at the top. It's really sexy looking, if I do say so myself. And I do. But then what we did was we made this custom outlined panel here for the little antenna that gets slotted on there. And then I just wrapped around 2 lines all the way around there to just kind of break up the the big surface here and all of that, right? But then also what I went ahead and did just kind of one night over the weekend, I didn't work much on this, I'll be honest with you, is I outline scribed this little detail here, did a couple notches on the side, nothing too crazy. You can see the little notch there in the highlight. There's another one on the corresponding side. And then what I also did is I went ahead and shaved off the little circular details that were here and replaced them with little Kotobukiya dealies, and I think that looks a whole heap better. So now, once this is popped on here with the little... Whoa! Hey now! John Lynn, you scared the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. With the $1 super chat, thank you. You get one of these. Because it's the thought that counts, right? Hey. Jay, I haven't been to the post office yet. I am so very sorry. I am hoping I can get there tomorrow. Um, and I'm hoping that I can even stream tomorrow afternoon, because I have a recording session at 12:30. That's going to be at least an hour. And then who knows what kind of stupidity I have to deal with outside of that. Probably a lot, but yeah, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Anyway, so this front barrel, I think, looks a whole lot better. Very, concise and everything like that. I think I still might do a little something on the bottom, maybe on the front here. Maybe something around the tip of the barrel or something, maybe some notches, just something very simple and very elegant at this point. But I think for the most part, this top piece is kind of the showcase, scribing detail of this whole piece here. And then of course, we've got this cool ass, truss detail that Terry likes so much, right? And honestly, I like it a lot too, because it just adds, I don't know, it does create an illusion of scale, right? It makes this whole thing feel bigger, right? It just, I don't know why, it just does. It's just that little minute detail. It just makes it just really, I don't know, come to life a little bit. And I think once this thing is painted and decaled and all of that, man, I think this thing is just going to look great, quite honestly. And then we did these nice, last week we did these nice big support triangles there, and I think those really transition this whole kind of heavy front end into, the longer barrel there and everything like that. And then back here, what we did last week is we plated this up just to give it a little bit more height in there, and then some pieces back here. But the one thing that I haven't shown you guys, and let me real quick take this off so you guys can see it at a little bit better, so it's not at a weird angle here. But this right here, look at that, right? Added this little resin detail. It was one of the the resin cast Greeblies, obviously not this, but one of the resin cast ones that we did, right? And then boom, there's your inflation needle detail in there, right? I think that just you can see how nicely embedded that is, and that just looks really, really nice. And this whole thing is just we added just the 3 little strips of 1/4 mil plastic there, beveled all those off so this fits on real nice, and this is now really, really nice and snug on here. And I think that just fits now. I think that looks just really, really good. So this whole thing is really starting to come together quite nicely, and I'm really happy with this progress so far. And I think what we've done up to this point really kind of helps sell the look of this being a prototype weapon for a prototype mobile suit, right? And then obviously it ties in wonderfully with the prototype beam rifle, right? So that's I really think we're on the right track with this thing. At least I hope so, right? We'll see. Anywho, let's go ahead and put these off to the side here real quick. Let's talk about making kind of vents, like these slotted vents, like right here, like these deals, right? So obviously if you can salvage them from another mobile suit, another model, that's going to save you a ton of time. Even if you have to reshape, like I did, I had to reshape these things to fit the chest shape of the Jesta, right? even if you have to do that, that's going to save you a good amount of time, and you're going to get a pretty solid piece of plastic, right? However, if you want to make something custom, or you can't necessarily salvage it from, say, another mobile suit, then you kind of have to go the scratch built route, right? So we'll take a look at that here in just a second. But real quick, let's get caught up, because I know there's a couple different comments from different platforms that I want to real quick go through here. Okay. So let's see here. Hey, Chris R is over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. He says hello. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you, man. Howard Rivera's over there, and he says he's got a question, actually. We have a question. Oh, God, I can't hear it. Anyway, because I can't hear the Streamlabs isn't playing the sounds for me, so I need that audible cue, right? Anyway, but he wants to know. He says, "What is your favorite Gunpla?" Well, if we're talking about grades, Howard, I like Master Grades the best, followed by RE100s, followed by 100 high grades, and you can probably sense the trend, right? I'm a 100 guy. I fully admit that, right? I like the scale. 100 scale is like perfect for me. So that's, yeah, for me, that works. So in terms of a favorite mobile suit, gotta be the Jesta. Close runners up, the Sananju Stein, and also, the GM custom, GM Sniper 2. The GM Sniper 2. So those are my three favorite kind of mobile suits, and I also love the Zeta Plus, but man, that kit is it's not aged well, you know. It just hasn't. It is what it is, but I still love the Zeta Plus. That's one of my all-time favorites, not gonna lie. So good question, Howard. Robert Cottrell's also over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. What's going on, Robert? Robert makes some kick-ass macro photos, man. Like, I'm really digging, because he like goes out and photographs like macro shots of like flowers and stuff like that. I'm really digging it. Like, it's very kind of zen feeling looking at his photos. So Robert, keep it up, man. He says, are you back to work finally? Yeah. Honest work, yeah. Been that way for, we're going on a month at this point, actually. Today would be a month, because I started back May 1st, yeah. It's just been hellish last week, and then obviously also today. So, one of those things, but, you know, gotta do it, right? Excuse me. Hey, Simon Lamb is also over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. And if you're not familiar with Simon is an extremely talented artist, modeler from Canada. And it just so happens that he was the very first Canadian GBWC champion back in 2018. Was it 2018 or 2017? I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, very talented. If you guys are not friends or following Simon, I highly suggest it, because he's really freaking good. Really good. What's going on, Simon? Thank you for watching, buddy. Let's see. Alex Andrews says, Tim, you're sure the sound isn't just muted? No, because I think it's Streamlabs. It's on it. Well, I know it's Streamlabs because during the intro music, I went in and turned the monitor off in the mixer, turned it back on, and I could hear it plain as day. So, just one of those things. I had my earbuds plugged in when I started the stream, and I didn't realize it, so I think that probably has something to do with it. So, what are you going to do? Simon says 17. Okay. So, 2017, very first Canadian GBWC champion. Nothing to sneeze at, man. Nothing to sneeze at. That's definitely something to be proud of. Nobody can say that other than you, bud. So hell yeah. Joe Grasso wants to know, are those from the Verka, the chest vents? Yes, these yeller ones. These are from the RX-78 Verka, the very first Verka. And I know it's version KA. I don't care. Verka just is ingrained in me. I just whatever. Let's see. Alexander says, "Don't you mean the Regazi custom Pabs?" I do love the Regazi custom. Don't front, but those three that I mentioned were probably my favorites. Yeah. Hey, ding ding ding, Tex Merquise. She's over here with her bell, no less. What's going on? Nice. And like I said, if you did miss Mechanism on Friday, go back and watch it. Armida did a wonderful job hosting, much better than I have ever done. So go and watch it, definitely. Ranger Chris, he's over there on YouTube. He says, Tim, the issue may be Windows changing what output the sound is going to when you reconnected. Potentially, yeah. At this point, I'm just going to live with it for right now. I'll have to, we'll restart Streamlabs tomorrow, and if it ain't working, then I'll just restart the computer, and it should be fine. So there you go. Anyway. Let's see. Pab says, Ka is correct. It's short for Katoki. Actually, Pabs, it's not. Yeah, come to find out, it's not. Well, it is short for Katoki, but the way that the Japanese pronounce it is version KA. Believe it or not. Yeah. That actually is directly from Japanese people. So, yeah. Weird, right? What are you going to do? Frankie says, Tex, clip that. I told her. She knows. Whatever. Frankie says, use it against him? Get out of here, Frankie. Tex says, was fun. Thanks for having me. She says, oh, I will. Okay. Fair enough. Alexander says, Bandai is making a pot noodle kit. Is that what that... when I was logging in, I, saw it in passing, right? I didn't really see what it was, but crazy. Anyway. Joe Grasser says, interesting. Yeah. Pab says, I've only ever heard it as version Katoki from Japanese modelers. No, this is coming actually from the Bandai reps. Version KA. Yeah. I don't get it. I'm going to continue to say Verka just because it's easy. Anyway, all right, eyes on. Let's get to this this custom this scratch build vent here for Terry. Hopefully Terry, you're still watching, because we went off on a tangent there for a minute. But let's go ahead just real quick and build something just as a kind of a proof of concept here, yeah? So, what we're going to do, we're going to start with, I think this is 4x1, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Let's measure this and find out. This should be 4 millimeters. Yep, bang on 4 millimeters, and should be 1. Yep, 1 millimeter. Cool. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring out the chopper just so we can get even lengths for this vent, right? So what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to make a vent that's 7 mil wide outside measurements, right? So we're going to dial that right into 7 millimeter. Get that locked in there. And then we will 1 and 2, right? So, that may be a little too thin. Let's real quick. Let's get some measurements here. Yeah, best thing to do. Ooh, okay. This thing is actually 12 millimeter. So let's increase that, shall we? Yeah. Oh, Terry says, I got my styrene ready. I'm going to build along. Haha. Okay, so scratch the 7 millimeter thing. We're gonna go. Let's go 12. Get a little bit of a wider vent here to kind of mimic the size of the RX vents here. All right, so we've got two bits there. Now, I wonder if we can use these 7mm here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that actually would be perfect. That fits really nicely. So let's, hey, recycling, right? Yeah. What are you gonna do? All right, so this goes off to the side. Let's get to building our box here real quick. Let's get this guy in here. Let's get you all zoomed in so you can see exactly what we're up to here. And where's the? There needs to be a plate right here. Where's a plate of a sheet of plastic? And where is it? Where? Shit! Where did I put it? Dang it! Hate it when it goes missing. That might be too big. Ooh, wait a minute. Haha. Is this it? This is it. Okay, cool, cool. Alright, so pop this guy right down into this gap here, right? Right like that. Now, we don't have this massive gap here to deal with, right? We can just basically butt the strip of styrene right up against it. We have our right angle. Perfectly fine. Pab says, hey everyone, subscribe to the Gunpla Network YouTube channel. Keep an eye for some God hand brush reviews. Just saying. Nobody cares about your brush reviews. Anyway. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to form these pieces here. Now, what we want is... Actually, let's get this guy right there like that in the tweezers, and then we're going to go whoop, right across there with just a nice bead of super glue, and then we're going to bump this guy right up against here. Try to get good placement. Cool. Right angle. Dead on. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing with the other side. And then these two will slot together, and we'll have a nice box that we can work with. Okay. Pab says, love you too, Tim. Aw, Pabby. All right, so that should be enough time. Now, the beauty of this system is that you can just pull back one of these, and then boom, these come off right just like that, right? Easy peasy. And these are nicely glued into one another, and all we need to do now is take our little Olfa chisel. Ooh, this one's coming apart. This one did not adhere. What's up with that? All right. Well, let's do that again. For some reason, that one did not glue together. Maybe we didn't have enough glue on it. I don't know. But we'll try that one more time. Okay, let's get a bit of that on there. Now let's come from this angle. go. We've got our little L shape there, right? And what we're going to end up doing is backing these pieces with a thinner sheet of styrene to give this rigidity, right? So we just have to give this one a bit of a chance to cure here. Let's try and peel this guy up without popping him loose. Come on now. There we go. We got him. But he's at a bit of an angle, which we don't like, so pop that back there. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll get these blocks back together. Just like that. Perfect. All right, so now get these right up against there. And let's see. Just like that. Okay. Oh shit, I put that on the wrong side, didn't I? Yep. Oh well. Meant to put it on this side. All right, so there you can kind of see our box being formed, right? So let's get a little Insta-set on all these little joints here and everything. Get those solidified. And then take this back block off here. We will gently pry this plate off of there. Then we've got our box, right? And now also we'll gently remove this from here. Okay. All right. So there is our box. Probably not perfectly, it's definitely, well, I should say it's definitely not straight or right angle or anything, but for the speed of this demo, you get what you pay for, right? Anyway. So let's get this back in here. This goes over here. Boom. Lock those into place. Get those out of the way. Now, what we're going to end up doing is laminating a thin sheet of plastic on the back of this thing. And just trying to find a spare little piece here that we can do that with. Ideally, I'm looking for 1/2 millimeter, but I don't think I have any spare 1/2 millimeter on the desk here. Yeah. This I think is about 3/4. Let's see. Yeah, that's about 3/4 millimeter. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Anyway. First things first. Let's get one side of this even. Right? So we're gonna go ahead and sand that down all nice and flush there, and then to check it, all you got to do is set it up against like a metal ruler or something like that. Focus. There we go. And then just check that all the way around. Make sure that it's all one level, and it is. We're looking good there. So what we'll do, just get a nice bead of glue all the way around there, and then set that on the plate. Give it a little bit of overhang on all four sides. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. Just enough to trim it down flush with the part itself, right? Now what this is going to do, this backing here is going to make the structure of this box much more solid. Way more solid. If you've ever put together IKEA furniture, you're gonna understand this concept, because when you say like a bookshelf, you put the box together and everything, and it's all flimsy and wobbly and everything, but then you put that little thin, backing in the slot, and you nail in the little pins and everything, and then it's pretty strong, right? Same type of concept with this. That backing keeps everything structurally rigid. So that's what we're looking for. So we're going to give this a few seconds to cure. Let's go ahead and get caught up with the chat real quick, shall we? Because I know there's a few questions that we need to catch up on. Okay. Let's see. Pabs loves me. It's there in the comments. Alexander says, not the first time, won't be the last time. There you go. And he says, I'm UK based before people think it's other issues related. Brandon 5269, he's with us. He says, ouch, I would not be as calm as you are right now. You get used to these things. Anyway, what's going on, Brandon? Let's see. Pabby says, Yobos, tell them to back to the estate flats. I guess that's just, I'm thinking that's British talk. Anyway, Handren is over there. Mr. Hasaki Art, what's going on, dude? Scuffle says, wait, what? Did Tim just make a magnetic 1-2-3 block vice jig thing? Angle thing? Dude, no, we've done this for a while. With the 1-2-3 blocks, you use some magnets. You can create a nice little right angle shape. And like I said, I put in a little plate, a little sheet of plastic here, just to make this as tight as possible, and you can kind of glue up against that and all that, and get nice 90-degree angles and everything, and it just works really, really well. So yeah, you can do that. What you can also do is use the magnets to hold the plastic pieces to the part itself, right? So say for instance, this is a little on this sheet's a little on the thicker side, so it's not going to hold it incredibly well. But say if you've got let's see, like a sheet of like 0.5 millimeter, or this is just like 0.3 millimeter, this will work really well with the magnets, right? And you can just set those on there just like that, and glue up against that, and man, this sheet here is not going anywhere, right? So you can glue on this and all that fun stuff. So using magnets with these solid 1-2-3 blocks, man, it's just a really, really good type of technique, and it'll help out a ton. The other thing I really like having this L shape here for is to prop up pieces. If you're working with a little piece, ergonomically it's much harder to work with it when it's sitting on the surface like this, because you have to angle your hands down. But when it's elevated just this few inches, your hands are at a more ergonomic angle, and it just makes working so much better and so much easier. So yeah, I love my 1-2-3 blocks. Let's see. Mike Skyers is over there on YouTube. He says, hello, everyone. I hope you all are staying safe. ×2. Aw, thank you, Mikey. Pab says, I see things haven't changed since I moved. Yeah. Wow. Talking British. I don't know. Anyway, let's get past that, shall we? Let's see. Brandon Cobb is over there on the Mecha Army Facebook page. He says, hi, Mr. Tim. Oh, dude, just call me Tim. Mr. Tim is... It's not me. He says, sorry for having a question every stream. Number 1, don't call me mister. Number 2, don't be sorry for having a question. He says, however, what is the and let's have a... We have a question, right? For Brandon. He says, what is the glue you use with the Insta set? Is it stronger than the Tamiya thin cement? You can never have too much glue. Thanks again for all the information. Great question. This is the stuff that we use right here. This is Bob Smith Industries, BSI. You can find this in most hobby stores. This is a very, very common brand, especially in the U.S. I don't know about abroad, but in the U.S. you can find this in pretty much everywhere. Even in some hardware stores too. Like woodworkers love this stuff because what they'll do is they will, when joining two pieces of wood, they'll, especially thin pieces, they'll use this in little certain spots just to kind of like tack weld the pieces together, but then they'll also put wood glue around this, and that's, once that cures, that's the real bonding strength, that wood glue. This is just more like a kind of a temporary clamping system, so this is really, really great for all instances, but this is what we use, the Bob Smith Industries. I like this, the Instacure Plus. This is 2 ounces, and this is a and it's hard to focus. It's hard to see there, but you can kind of see it in the highlights. 5 to 15 second. I don't know why they printed that in black, but 5 to 15 second cure time. This is great. This is also good for filling little gaps and stuff too. So that's what we use, Brandon. So please, man, ask away if you got questions. Don't feel bad about asking questions. You'll never learn unless you ask, right? So good stuff. Let's see. Pabs and Alex are just talking back and forth about British stuff. Inkao Chi Hung is over there on YouTube. He says, hello, everyone. What's going on, bud? Let's see. Mike Skyer says, IKEA X Bandai collab. When? I don't know, man. I don't mind IKEA. I got most of my shit's IKEA. All 3 of these tables here, IKEA. I'm not mad at that. Let's see. Scuffle says, if you're looking for plastic that CA glue doesn't stick to, try an old water or milk plastic jug. CA glue doesn't play nice with PET G. Oh, also real quick to answer the second part of Brandon Cobb's question over there. He says, is it stronger than the Tamiya thin cement? It has its pros and cons. This is CA glue, cyanoacrylate, which basically is just super glue, right? So it does tend to be a bit more brittle, but on larger expanses, gluing footprints that have a larger area, it's way stronger, and it actually cures in the middle of that area as well. The problem that you get, especially with laminating 2 larger sheets of plastic, say if you were to put this, rather large plate onto here, the problem that you run into with Tamiya thin is that this middle section here is going to cure a lot slower than the outside perimeter of it, which is not the case with cyanoacrylate glue, CA glue, super glue. That will cure, consistently, and it will bond very, very strongly. So in large gluing situations like this, CA glue is definitely the way to go. But for, bonding seams and stuff like that, thin surface areas, I would still use a solvent glue. Tamiya Extra Thin is a good glue. Tried and tested. It's dependable. A lot of people use it. But if you want to upgrade This is the stuff you want to go with. This is Plastic Magic by Deluxe Materials. The thing about this is that this is also a solvent glue, but it can also glue ABS, styrene, and plastics. Other glues cannot. I've had luck with this on acrylic as well, so that's my glue of choice. But I still use the Tamiya Extra Thin every now and then when I really need a good amount of time to glue pieces together. So food for thought, right? Let's see. Inkauchi Hung says, hello, Tim, talking about putting IKEA stuff together, the square thing. He means got it more solid, I guess. Yeah. Goalie Zero, Mr. Carl, he says, Insane Gundam Posse approves of your magnets. Nice. Kai Sanning is over there on Facebook. What's going on? He says, hey, Tim. Howdy. Gert Dirt's over there on YouTube. He says, what up, fellas? What's going on, man? Brandon says, I'll be back. Attempt number 2 at getting my daughters down to bed. Good luck, man. Alex says, sorry about the British stuff, Tim. Dude, don't be sorry. You guys are just talking British stuff. Don't worry about it. Bishop Mochi is over there on Twitch. He's got a question for us as well. So let's hit that up.
We have a question.
And of course, I can't hear the freaking sounds, and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, he says, wasn't thinking an airbrushed Tamiya enamels over Mr. Hobby lacquer turned out okay, but now it's time for clear coat. Do I wait a few days, a week perhaps, and then try using Tamiya X22 instead of Mr. Super Clear 3? Sorvon says, wait about a day, then Mr. Super Clear is fine. Maybe. The problem, this is the inherent problem with enamels, is that enamels are oil-based paints which take a very long time to fully cure. They don't take a whole lot of time to dry, which is different. They're dry to the touch. You can touch them and they feel dry, but underneath they're still curing. The paints are still hardening to their full cure, their full durability, right? So at that point, I personally would play on the side of safety and precaution. I'd probably wait a few days at very least. And then when you go to spray on Mr. Super Clear, you can then I would start by misting it on first. And then once you get that mist coat on there and cured, then you can kind of go a little bit heavier with it. But that's kind of, I always err on the side of caution. Sorvon said, 5 days-ish for full cure. Yeah. At least, right? At least. It depends on the thickness of the layer that you put down, honestly, too. Because if it's a thick layer, then it could take over a week. That's just how enamels are. They're a pain in the ass. So, it is what it is. Let's see. 01 Shield is over there on YouTube. He says, just ran out of all my Tamiya Extra Thin, so bought 2 bottles of Plastic Magic and 1 SMS Thin Cement. There you go. Hasaki Art, Mr. Handren says, Plastic Magic cure time is slower than Extra Thin. I've not experienced that, Handren. I don't know if it's just, the bottle that you have, maybe, but in my estimation, it's always been much quicker than Extra Thin. I can usually work with Plastic Magic in about, an hour and a half, compared to Tamiya Extra Thin, where I usually have to let that sit overnight, at least a good, 6 hours at least to get to the point where it's not all gummy if you sand it or whatever, But that's just my personal experience, so I don't know. Maybe I'm the exception and not the rule. I don't know. But test it and see, right? That's always the best solution. Chris Pab says, I'm surrounded by Yanks all day. Nice to talk Brit stuff. Hey, no, I'm not mad at it, right? I'm not mad at it. Gumperonin Z says, who you calling a Yank, you bloody bloke? Nice. Brandon Cobb over there again on the Mech Army Facebook group. He says, then would CA glue be the best for resin, or should I stick with Tamiya? Well, that's actually a good point. For resin, Tamiya Extra Thin and Plastic Magic both will not work on that, because it's just not, it won't adhere those pieces together. CA glue is probably going to be your best way to go, or you can always go, really overkill and use like a 5-minute epoxy or something like that. I've done that in the past, and that's worked really well, but super glue tends to usually be the best route, Brandon. So I would definitely go with super glue if you're working with resin or even photo etch. You just got to be careful with it on photo etch, but yeah, super glue is definitely the way to go for resin. So good question. Let's see. Chris Pab says, I'm down, mate. Wow. Freaking Brits. Anyway, Ty Furious is over there on YouTube. He says, I feel like Plastic Magic is much slower than To Me Extra Thin. Wow. I don't know. Let's see. Handren says, extra thin, wait overnight. Wow, usually takes a few hours to start sanding. Yeah, no, I've always, across all the bottles that I've ever had of To Me Extra Thin, it's taken a while to cure completely, to the point where I can sand it, so, yeah. Let's see. But yeah, Handren says Ty Fuhr for me as well, so they agree. I don't know, maybe I am the exception and not the rule. I'm just passing along my experiences. Pab says, guaranteed there will be at least one guy who forgets his mask on when he tries to drink. Well, yeah. Ty Furious says maybe it's that Plastic Magic has a longer work time, but faster full cure. Maybe. To me, it seems to cure fast because you don't tend to use a lot. I mean, I use the same amounts, so I don't know. But Ty Furious continues, says, but if you use a lot of To Me, it does stay gummy. And Handren says, strange. I don't know. The world may never know. It could be a mystery. Anyway, let's get back to this box here for Terry, because this should all be nicely cured and everything. Yeah, and this is nice and strong. So, real quick, let's just get as much of this excess kind of glue off of this surface as possible with the knife, and then we'll sand this down and make that all nice and flush and everything. But let's get this done first. And like you can see, we still are leaving a little bit of excess plastic on there just for rough cutting, but we're going to take most of that off here. Okay. And then we'll use our hobby knife and we will trim this down to the box's perimeter. And like we do with the strapping technique and all of that, we're just basically using the pre-existing surface as a guide, right? And we're just going to just kind of rough cut these out. We're not going to be completely perfect here. We want to get it pretty close, but it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because we're going to end up sanding these surfaces down, right? Okay. Okay. All right, so that's pretty good. Trimmed down decently. So now let's real quick sand the outside perimeter of this box. We're going to get this all nice and smooth, nice and even, all that good stuff. And we're just hitting this with a good old 400 here. This will make short work of any level differences and surface differences, all that good stuff here. So I'm just going to give this a nice quick sanding. good there. Okay, and then last but not least, we're going to sand the top flush and even. And there we go. We've got our nice little shoebox type of thing, right? Nothing crazy. But one thing I do want to do here real quick, this side is a little more uneven than most, so we're going to just use the file plate here just to take that down to nothing. And we're also going to hit the other long side here real quick just to get those nice and smooth and even. All right, so there's our box right now. That's kind of the first step in this, is to establish your box shape and everything, right? So that's essentially what our vent is going to be. Super, boring. This is just a straight paneled, just a straight box, right? This doesn't have any angled shapes or anything like that. This is just a straight box. Now, there's a few different methods that you could employ here at this juncture. You can do a stacked vent, which is something, let's see, where are those Kodo parts? And I'll show you a perfect example of this. Where are they? That's not it. Shoot. No. Of course I can't find the plate that I'm looking for, because why would I, right? Ay. Is that it? No, of course not. Why would it be? Let's see. Nah. Anyway, I can't find the damn thing, but let's just go ahead and make one, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Now, this thing's still dialed into 12 millimeters, right? So what we're going to end up doing here is using, let's see, here we go. This should be 3.2 mil. Bingo, 3.2 mil, and we're just going to cut some slats in out of this. Let's go, I don't know, let's go 6. Okay, what is that, 5? This is 6. Okay, so we've got 6 different pieces here. Now, mind you, this is one methodology. There are other methodologies that will show here as well. This is a very, very simplistic method. Basically, since these are cut to the same length as the inside of this box, these should, we'll have to sand them, but they usually just fit right in here, right? So what we end up doing is gluing these at a staggered type of way, right? So let's get this guy in here, right? And just to steady my hands here. Let's get these two straightened out a little bit here, because these are not straight at all. And we'll just toss those, because I don't think 6 is going to fit in this inside this box anyway. So, oh well. Yeah, we just want a very thin bead of super glue down there. That doesn't work, did it? And now that super glue is dried out since we put such a thin layer on there. Okay, there's that. Now let's try this again. Take two, right? And like I said, I'm moving fairly quickly on this. So you want to take your time and mark these for accuracy and everything. So just please bear that in mind. Yeah, come on. Okay, and one more little stair step here. Okay, so there you can kind of see what this inherently looks like, right? So that's our kind of stair stepping shape, right? So now let's get this out of here and let's make sure that these are going to fit. What I like to do is hold this at a slight angle to angle these back a little bit so that they fit a little bit easier inside the box, right? Because you're not going to see that taper when this whole assembly is inside the box. All right, so now let's see if this actually fits in here. It does, but it's probably a little bit too big on the top side. So what we can do is we can just clip off most of this top piece and kind of leave it like that, right? And it's still a little bit big, so we'll probably need to take off the bottom. Not a big deal. I didn't, honestly, you need to measure better than obviously what I did. So we just took that off. Now we have a 3 stair step type of look, but you just kind of angle this in here ever so gently. And you might even have to cut down the angle of one of these like that. Just kind of bevel the back side. And then also the top side of this here as well. Okay, so let's see if this fits in here. Get up in there, get up in there, get up in there. Because what we want is this thing to kind of be at a flat kind of surface, right? We don't want the top part sticking out. We want that flat, right? So there's kind of a rudimentary vent, right? Very, very simplistic. And that's just a stacked kind of look, right? And then if you wanted this this box shallower, you can just sand the top back and everything, right? That's one method. Obviously it works. Getting this out with the chisel blade works quite well. Let's see, let's just get this beveled down there like that. Looking good. But yeah, essentially what you want to do is you want to have this sitting, focus, you want to have this sitting flat kind of like this so the angles are out, right? Let's do this. Let's kind of stab one of these right up in there. And one of the other things you know what I could probably end up doing here is let's see here. What are we gonna put in here? What are we gonna throw in? That's not bad. That's not bad. This is glued to the table. So this is just a 1x4, right? So just cut maybe just a little strip shorter than the plastic, right? And just pop that in there as just kind of a backing piece. And then you have kind of a spacer almost, right? So that sits a little bit more, a little bit farther up in the box, right? So there's that. Obviously this is a mess, especially down here with the sanding and everything, but that's kind of one method to do this, right? One method. What happened to the YouTube chat? Huh, weird. And it looks like we lost the YouTube chat on the global chat. Let's see. No, weird. What? Huh. I don't know. Anyway, maybe it's just Twitch talking up a storm. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we'll wait for the YouTube chat to catch up here. Weird though. But anyway, but over there on Twitch, Bishop Mochi says, that's good. I usually can't paint during weeknights. Gotta wait for the weekend. Sorvan says, that'll be perfect for you then. They'll be ready to go next weekend. Perfect, yeah, right? Hey, Outlaw Tadpole. Great name. Welcome to the Mecha Army. You get one of these. Thank you for the follow. There we go. Oh yeah. Looks like just Twitch went on a chat kind of binge. Anyway, Superset over there has a question.
We have a question.
Let's see. What is the size requirements for the Bandai Open? I've read the rules a few times, and I don't see anything saying how big or small your entry can be. I don't know if there are size limitations, Mike, because obviously, you know, there's no way to measure because this is all online. It's all virtual, right? So I don't know. I honestly, I don't know if there is size requirements. I would say contact Bluefin and see. What can it hurt, right? But I don't think there are, honestly. I don't think that there are. Sorvan says, if I recall correctly from the stream, none, since it's online only. There you go. Sorvan says, GBWC size limit is a practical limit due to display case size. Exactly. Sam the Shrine Fox over there on Twitch, he says, here in Australia, last time I saw the rules, we had a 50 by 50 by 50 centimeter limit on GBWC entries. Yeah, and that's kind of the worldwide thing, right? Outlaw Tadpole over there says, howdy, what's going on? Gert Madirt says, uh-oh, am I alone in here? And Ranger Chris says, no, just listening. Okay, so everybody's just watching. They're just kind of like, you know, so that's good. Terry T says, sweet, I just finished it too. I'll post pics of the build with the live stream in the background. Hey, he says, this is great, thank you. Well, hang on, Terry, don't go nowhere. I still got stuff to show you. I'm not done yet. There are other methods too. So hang tight. This is just one method, right? And this is kind of more or less the simplest method of this. There are, trust me, really other good methods. Okay, so real quick, let's get out, boom, one of these guys, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go let's go 35 degree, right? So what we're gonna end up doing here is we're going to set this, and we're gonna stand this up vertically, right? Let's just use one block here at this point because we don't need both. But we're gonna stand this up vertically, and then we're gonna put this 35 degree on the side, right? Oh, he says, okay, cool. Terry says, okay, let me grab more styrene. And this is kind of an easy way of visualizing this, but we're going to we're gonna cut in slats. Okay, the stair step method is cool and all. It's decent if you just want a quick and simple vent, but if you want something that's kind of a little bit more robust, a bit more realistic, a higher quality detail, then what I'm about to show you is going to definitely be a lot better. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have the opening of the box on the outside here. We're going to have the angle of all this is going to be going in this direction, down toward the front, right? So first things first, let's use a magnet here, right? Let's do this, and we're gonna pop that guy in there just like that, and then let's use a second one to hold this. Maybe if it's wide enough, which it's not. Oh well, we'll just stack those, and that'll just add to the strength. But you can kind of see there how those are holding that piece on there. So now we don't actually have to hold the piece on there. We can just use our, and this is aluminum, so it doesn't magnetize to the magnets either, yeah. So what we'll end up doing here is we'll bring our piece right down here, right? And then we're going to just mark some lines on the side of this. Just focus, boom, just like that, right? And then we're going to maybe a millimeter up in height. So you just pull this piece back a little bit, and let's see if we can't steady this thing with just one finger there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, but we'll. Ah, you son of a bitch. Anyway, so there's a second, right? We'll go up a little bit more, maybe another millimeter or so. And there's another one, right? And then one more I think will fit in here. And so there's that, right? So what you want to do, get rid of the magnets, get this out of the way. We don't want to cut into the, because rewind that. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to use a hobby saw and cut in to these these marks here, right? But we're not going to cut all the way in, right? We don't want to do that. We're maybe going to go halfway on this, so probably about 2 millimeters. So what we can do ideally is find our 2 millimeter scribing jig and the mess of things here, right? And just mark our depth line, just like that, right? So that's the limit of where we actually cut into, right? In this one, we might not even want to go up there because that'll end up just shaving off the whole top of this thing, which honestly, we don't need to because there's just going to be such a thin reveal down there. We don't realistically need to do that, right? So keep that in mind as well. All right, so with all that being said, let's get to cutting. Now, a couple different ways that you can do this, right? You can use a very thin hobby saw like the Hasegawa Tri-Tool series. This straight one is probably going to be your best bet if you want to go this route because with it being nice and long and straight, you're going to get a much more accurate cut. Say if you were to use my favorite, the Teardrop, you can still get a pretty accurate cut with some, with a shape like this, but with a straight one, you can get a much more accurate cut. But there's another method to it. And that's to scribe these lines in, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to use 0.5 millimeter strip. So what we're going to end up scribing in is 0.6, right? Because we want a little bit of gap in there. We want a little bit of space between the styrene and the cuts in the box because you're going to have glue in there and everything like that. That's going to fill the voids, all that good stuff. So let's get to cutting. Okay. And I'm just gonna freehand this. I'm gonna raw dog this just for speed, right? But when you guys do this, man, just do the right thing. I'm just getting grooves set in here first, just so I can see the angles. Focus. Boom. There we go. And like I said, this top one here, man, you don't want to go crazy with it, simply because it's such a short reveal. So I'm just going to go up to what feels like the top of this plate here, right? Because this is going to come down just below this top plate. So I don't want to cut in too much. But let's see here. It looks like we've got good spacing on these. Now, what you want to do is you want to do these one at a time. You don't want to scribe all these out together because then that will lower your structural rigidity for this piece. You want to do these one at a time. So we'll start with the bottom one here first. Now, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm only going to end up doing cutting into one side. Okay, so keep that in mind. You want to measure these on both sides accurately. I did not do this. For the speed of the demo, we're just kind of going fast and loose here with this. But when you or if you guys go to replicate something like this, man, take your time, measure your box, get the proper angles on both sides, and make sure that they are very, very even on both sides, or your slats are just going to look freaking terrible, okay? So keep that in mind. But right now I'm just doing this for, like I said, speed of the demo. So you guys can actually see what this looks like tonight, because whoosh, it's already 11:40. Okay. All right. So now what we got to do here is we've got to take this front corner off of here, because this came down just a little bit lower than the corner of this plate here. So we're just going to trim this down approximately. Again, when you guys go to do this, measure, okay? Measure, measure, measure. Measure twice, cut once, just like the old adage. It's valid for a reason. Okay, so we've got we've got our little slat cut in there. Now this is what, 2 millimeter, but what we're going to end up using is 3.2. Okay, just because we want a little overhang so we can cut this back. Okay, and we can trim this down. All right. All right, so, and like I said, you're gonna want to cut slats on both sides. I'm just doing one. I'm just doing one for the speed of the demo. Keep that in mind. Okay. So we're going to chop off a little bit more than what we need, and you're gonna want to do this for both sides. You're going to want a little bit of overhang on both sides. You're going to want a little overhang over here, a little bit of overhang over there. The reason for that is so that you can trim them flush with the piece, because what's going to happen, that super glue is going to fill in all the voids and everything on the side, and it's going to become one solid piece, and it's going to look really quite nice. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and we're going to glue this sucker into place and reform our structural rigidity for this thing. Okay. So, what we're going to end up doing here, we're going to put just a small bead right across the bottom of this this beveled edge here that we did. Okay, and then we're going to very, very carefully get a little bit of glue right into that little gap that we scribed in, okay? And then we place. Just like that. Make sure this thing is nice and even, all that jazz. And as long as you spaced this and everything correctly, that's essentially what it's going to look like. Okay, so now we got 3 more to do, and this is going to build up those slats at a really, really nice kind of gap and thickness here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the second one notched out here. I'll be honest with you, I had not planned on doing this tonight, but I do kind of like doing these types of demos. I'm not going to lie. So, Terry, good suggestion, buddy. These little simple scratch build demos, man, there's something fun about them. It really is. There's just something fun about them. Now, One of the other things I should probably mention, if you're going to go the saw route, like the tri-tool or some of the other very thin saws, you have to understand that the kerf or the thickness of this blade is only about 1/4 millimeter. Actually, I think this is probably going to be about 0.2 millimeter. What the shit? This thing was going crazy there. Y'all saw that, right? I'm not. Look at it. I need a new caliper. Jesus. Yeah. See, this is only about 0.2 millimeters in thickness, that kerf, right? So if you want something thicker, say like 1/2 millimeter, then you may have to pull out like one of these hobby saws, because these have a thicker kerf or thickness than the photo etch ones do. Yeah, see, this one's about 0.3. And let's see what the other one is here. This guy. This one's about 0.4, right? So obviously there's going to be thickness differences, kerf differences in the different saws that you use, right? So keep that in mind as well. So if you want to use a thicker sheet for your slats here, you're gonna have to either use chisels or find a saw that is compatible, to the size that you want. Now, one thing that I should mention is that the thickness of an X-Acto blade like this is a little over 1/2 millimeter. So if you don't have anything, you can always rip the tip and use that kind of as a makeshift chisel. So keep that in mind too. Okay. All right. So let's get the ball rolling here. Let's get this thing, because I am kind of itching to show you how this looks as a kind of final piece here. Okay, and just trim out this extra gunk in here. Okay, there's that. So now there's our focus. There's our second slat right there. So you can kind of see the shape that this is going to start to take, right? Okay. Now, the glue should be dried on this. Let's just clip that off so we have some room to work here. Now, obviously, we're not going to have this bottom, beveled piece here on the box to glue to, so all we have is the gap and the other side. So that's what we're going to be forced to glue in place here. So let's get a little bit of glue right there on the end of this, and then also a little glue right there in that gap. And let's place this thing ever so carefully right about there. And right there you can kind of see that whole vent system start to form, right? So that's looking pretty good. We've got good spacing between those two slats. That's kind of what we're shooting for, right? Okay, start cutting the third one here. You do want to be careful. Oh, okay. That actually went through to the other side. Whew. Okay, all good. There we go. Let's get the little schmutz out of there, a little debris. Keep your vents clean. Keep your vents clean. Okay. That's with anything. Got a spray booth? Keep your vent clean. Got an air conditioner? Keep your vents clean. Dryer? Same type of thing. Keep it clean. Alright, so third slat goes in here like this. We're going to trim that down there. Pull the new one out, clip the old one that we just installed, and then get this guy loaded up here. Get a little glue in the gap. Just like that. Good. And then a little glue on the end here. Just like that. And then we place. Oop, 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 oop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. So with what I said before, the spacing, you got to be real careful with the spacing because my spacing obviously is a little tighter between these two and the bottom two, right? You can kind of see that right there. But again, when you do this, make sure that you measure all your spacings because that's absolutely crucial, okay? I'm speeding through this, admittedly, and I'm not being careful. Oh, not even on camera. Good job. And this is more of a precision-based type of technique, so again, keep that in mind if you're going to attempt this. Attention to detail is very important with something like this. Oof. This one doesn't want to. He's putting up a fight here, you guys. This little guy's putting up a fight. It does not want to get chiseled out here. Okay. Good there. All right, so for this one, instead of 3.2, since this is more shallow than the other slats, we're only going to use a 2mm slat for this. If I can find a 2mm slat, that is, right? Here we go. What is that? That may be 1.5, but it still might work. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. That will work perfectly there. Good. All right, so same as the other 3 times, we'll get a little glue right there in the gap. And then a little glue on the edge, and we place. Okay. So, focus. There is essentially the bones of our completed vent, right? Now, we still have to shape this. And, you know, clean up and all that jazz, okay? So stick with me, because that's going to be the next kind of step in all of this. And we're going to do this. We're going to complete this tonight. So, you know, we'll obviously end up going a little bit long. So stick with me. Real quick. So I'm going to give this a chance to cure. Let's get caught up with the chat, okay? Let's see. Where did we leave off? There we are. Okay, so Superset5 says, I'll have to try this method with some photo etch. Yeah, photo etch actually works really good as well, because you can use, since the photo etch is the same thickness as the Hasegawa Tri-Tools or any of the other photo etch saws, it just works perfectly at that point in terms of the kerf thickness. Mind you, the thinner your slats are, the more illusion of scale that you're going to convey to, you know, the viewer. So we could very well use 0.25 millimeter, quarter millimeter, strips of styrene, and that would look really good in this, right? But again, for demo purposes, I'm going with the 0.5 mil, so it's just easier to handle and all that jazz. And we're only cutting 4 slats in here instead of, say, like 6 or so for a smaller, thinner slat, right? So, excuse me. Gert Dirt says, I really enjoy these demos, man. Hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Joe Grasso says, Tamiya. Why did I say Tamiya? Tamiya saw might be better. Yeah, I mean, it's any one of them, anything that fits the thickness of the slat that you want to replicate at that point, right? Terry T says, this is cool. I have all the tools, so it's great to be able to build along. Hey, there we go. Chris R, he's over there on YouTube. He says, hello, everyone. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you again, man. Let's see. Gumpler Ronan, Mr. Z says, hey, Terry, hit me up after the stream if you have time. There you go. Let's see. Superset5 over there on Twitch. He says, all right, I'm out. Good night, everybody. Good night, Michael. Let's see. Gert Dirt says, perfect tutorial for what I was planning to work on tonight. Hey, perfect timing, right? Chris R says, how is everyone? Man, we're doing good, dude. We're doing good. Let's see. Chris Degger's over there on YouTube. He says, hey, how's everyone doing? Doing good. Mike Skyer says, happy to report I just finished applying base colors onto my Master Grade Justa. Thank you for the stream while I watched paint dry. Hey, we do what we can, right? He says, what about bread clip vents? I think what you're more talking about, Mike, would be what are called heat sinks, right? And we did kind of something like that on the SD high grade bash that we are working on, and that little detail piece right here, this little guy, is kind of more what that is. These are just stacked sheets with 1/4 millimeter spacers in between, so it's very, very, very thin slats, but these are all glued together and shaped into that shape, and then cut out a spacing. That's the perfect size for this, and there's the effect on the little high grade unicorn shoulder. I think that's a really, really cool look. The heat sink look is really, really nice, and it's very unique, but you got to be careful with it because you can't use it all over the damn place. You have to think logically about where you're putting it. You don't want to throw that all over your model. Let's put it that way. Use it sparingly. That's what I would say. Use it sparingly. Hey, Mech Designs. What's up, Angelo? What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hey, if you guys aren't following Mech Designs, Mr. Angelo over here, man, you are missing out. He's a very skilled builder, and I, man, just totally love his work. When you doing that book, man? I'm waiting for it. My money is ready. Let's go. Anyway. Let's see. Handren says bread clips, poor man's vents. No, but you know what? They work. They work. It is what it is. Kenneth is over there on YouTube. He says, does this work the same way on rounded vents? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Z's got a question.
We have a question.
There we go. He says, what do I use to dissolve BSI CA glue? I need to take a model apart. I think BSI has a debonder. Look on Amazon, Z, or in your local model shop if they're open. So I do believe that Bob Smith has a debonder. So take a look for that. Yeah, there you go. Typhurus BSI makes an uncure. I don't know what they call it, to be honest with you. Let's see, Angelo. Been busy with the kids, but we'll be posting more tutorials soon. Nice. Love it. But I want the book. The book's great, man. I loved your first few chapters that you released, dude. I really did. So, if you get time, man, I'd love to see the continuation of it. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, go follow Angelo, Mr. Mech Designs over here on YouTube, and also on Facebook too. You will not be disappointed. Hell yeah. Excuse me. Mike Skyer says, be careful because the BSI debonder will damage Bandai plastic. Ooh. I did not know that. Mind you, I've never had to use BSI debonder, but test it out, see if it, definitely check, I would say. Yeah, definitely check. Let's see. Angelo says, haha, Lot has been asking about it too. See? You've got a fan base, dude. You got people wanting the book, man. There's a market. There's a market for it. No pressure though. Anyway, all right. So let's get back to this little vent here. Let's clean this some bitch up in here, and let's get moving on here because this glue is all cured and everything. First is to get the super glue off the freaking blade. That would be good, right? But first we're gonna trim down the sides because these are gonna be the easiest thing to do, and we're just going down and just ripping through these vents here. Just trimming that right along with the side of the box, right? Watch your digits, don't cut yourself. That would be bad. And then once you get that down to a manageable state, then you can go ahead, grab a little file here, sanding block, whatever floats your boat, and really just even these surfaces out here, right? And once you get this file down, sanded down, whatever whatever you like here, this should be a nice uniform smooth surface. Any gaps, fill in with little drops of super glue, but once you get this down, this should be rather smooth because, like I said, that super glue is going to fill in the gaps and everything in there. But see there, you can kind of see the overhang out the front here, right? So that's it's not the greatest look in the world, right? So that's where our chisel blade comes into play. One of my favorite tools. Now, what we're going to do for safety and for ergonomics, we're going to pull out our 1, 2, 3 blocks here, and we're going to set this up on here, right? So we're going to set smooth sides together and prop that right up on our block here. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to set this in here, right up against the else to protect our fingers, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here with our chisel blade, and we're just going to start shaving off the slats ever so carefully. Whew, because that's gonna it's gonna end up slipping on you. And that's why we're protecting our little digits behind here, right? Now, one method that we can use, and this is probably going to be the safer of the methods, baby Dremel. Yeah. Baby Dremel, do. I'll stop. Let's get the proper collet out here for this, and pop that in there. Secure that, and we need, yeah, that's the one we need. That's the one. Now, you got to be careful when using even the baby Dremel, because you can go overboard with with this, very, very easily and very quickly, right? So, 1, 2, 3, and there's the rotation. Pretty slow, all things considered. And let's go ahead and get this trimmed down. We're going to take this about down to the surface of the box, and then we'll go back and sand the rest or file the rest or whatever we want. Okay, it's looking pretty good. A little bit more off the top here. That's looking pretty good. Alright, so we'll put baby Dremel away, put it to bed, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is pull out the 400 sanding block, and then let's just go ahead and start to take this down. It's a mess, obviously, right now because of the Dremel grinding process and everything, but we'll clean that up here momentarily. So essentially what we're trying to do is just take this down to the level, the surface level of the box itself, right? We're still a little proud of that. So we're going to continue gradually to get this to the level that we want it to be. And man, we're really, really close here. Let's change up the direction. See, does that do it? Yes. Okay, so we're done with the sanding and everything. Let's just real quick clean this up on the file plate just to get it really, really nice and smooth. Spin this around like that. All right, so now, obviously, it's still kind of a mess, right? But not a problem. We'll come in here with our hobby knife, and we'll clean out the chaff and all that good stuff. And we just need to scrape that off of the slats, the louvers, whatever you want to call them. But once you do that, that quickly opens these up, as you can see, and reveals our work. Okay. It's best to pull that little debris out of there if you can. If it gets stuck in there, it's not a huge deal. Trying to get a little little super glue squeeze out onto this top slat here. Let's go ahead, pull out our 0.20 chisel. We're gonna just very carefully try and clean that gap there, because it's not a lot, but it obstructs the end result here for us, right? So we're just gonna chisel away at that ever so carefully, and that'll end up opening up for us. Let's do the other side here real quick. Ooh, don't do that, don't do that, don't gum up, don't bend, Jesus. Slat wanted to bend over kind of in the box here, and that's not what we want. We want this to be clean. We want it to look good, right? That's the name of the game. Alright, so a little bit of cleanup there. Brush away any little excess dust, debris, all that good stuff. And like I said, make sure when you guys are doing this, make sure to measure appropriately and cut, you know, make sure your spacing is proper and all that good stuff. I am not doing this because this is a demo, right? This is not going on anything in terms of what I'm going to be working on. So keep that in mind, right? So there is kind of our finished vent. Now, you could very well slap that on a model and be good to go, right? As long as you were clean with it and you really, you know, did your due diligence and made it looking nice. Now, a couple of other things that you could do, though. There's some other things that you could do. Let's go and have a little bit more fun here with this, yeah? We're gonna get our 2mm by 0.5 millimeter, okay? And we're gonna bring in our little L square here, and then also what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our chopper in here, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use the piece itself as our spacer. We're going to bump that right up against the blade here, and then get our stop block right up against that, right? And then we're going to, just for safety's sake, we're going to pull back just a couple millimeters here, and then we're going to pop our stop block into place, remove our part, and then we're going to cut a couple strips of this 1/2 mil by 2, okay? And then also what we're going to do is we're going to spin this around and do the same thing. Actually, pull that back just a bit so we have space. And we're going to cut a few strips at this length as well. Okay, so we've got our long lengths, we've got our shorter lengths. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to set this guy face. Let's get him in camera. We're going to set this face down on our 1, 2, 3 blocks. And let's clean this up here a little bit because there's a bunch of super glue on the surface here. Let's just scrape this down, get this nice and clean and flat and pristine. There we go. Easy peasy. So we're going to set this guy, we're going to set that flat up against there, right? And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to laminate these two pieces on either side right around the tops here, and it's just going to make a nice little trim piece, like a perimeter type of trim. Okay, so let's get a little super glue on this. And then we can just set this right up against the 1, 2, 3 block, press this down to the surface, and then right into the block itself, so we know that this is nice and flush with the front edge, right? That's why we're using the 1, 2, 3 block here. So that looks really good. All right, and then we'll do the same thing with this other piece. Okay. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. Make sure that's nice and pressed down and up to the piece. And then we can just pop that right off of there. And there's our 2 trim pieces here. Now, obviously, we need to trim off the excess. So we'll just do that real quick with our nippers and our hobby knife. Just like that. And just like that. We'll do the other side here real quick. Okay, good. So now those 2 side pieces are nice and trimmed. Let's make sure that these fit because I didn't take into consideration the thickness of the trim pieces. Ooh, these actually do just fit. Talk about lucky. Talk about lucky. But we're going to need to stab these on the side. So, again, measure twice, cut once, kids. Because that honestly was just kind of stupid luck that they came out to almost a perfect length here. Okay, so we'll do the same thing with this. Press it down right up into the piece and then down onto the 1, 2, 3 block as well. Just so we can get these nice and even all the way around, right? And then just push that off And there's our little trim piece there. Let's get these pressed down, make sure that they adhere properly. All good there. So there you can kind of see what our trim is kind of looking like there, right? So far so good. So far so good. So stay with me. Like I said, basically just giving aesthetic options for this vent. Okay, right there. And we'll do the same thing with this. Okay. Just like that. Very good. Very, very good. All right. So, since these are glued on here, we just need to even the side trim with the long pieces. So we'll just take our sanding block just real quick. You know, do a more accurate job than what I'm doing here, folks, because I'm speeding through this. Okay, I'm just speeding through this just for the sake of the demo, because I don't want to be up all night. As much as I love you guys, I don't want to be up all night. I have stupidity to deal with tomorrow from stupid people. Anyway, all right, so now that we've got our trim pieces on here, we're going to just real quick give this a very, very light sanding just to get those all nice and even. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use, let's see, where did that 2mm get off to here? You know what? We could use 1/4 millimeter. That would look cool. Ooh, wait a minute. Here it is. Here it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to put just kind of like a face trim on here, or you could even call it a fascia, you know, kind of like in builder terms, like construction terms and stuff like that. And that just will perimeter this whole thing and then just kind of tie it all together, right? Now, a couple things that we can do with that, we can decorate that a little bit, and I'll show you kind of what I mean here in a few seconds here. But let's get some strips cut first, so we can start constructing this this fascia. Okay. There's that. Get that loaded up there. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to apply the glue to the actual piece rather than the strip, because I want to have a good placement of the strip here on this thing. I want this to be even with the top, so I'm going to stand this up on the 1, 2, 3 block, and then place that right up against there. Move that off of there so it doesn't adhere to the block itself. And there we go. Nice, 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 nice. Clip off the edges there. Very good. That's one. That's kind of the first part of all this, right? Now, what we need to do next, since this is a 90-degree here, we need to make sure that the edge of this strip is nice and square. So for that, we're just going to clip the edge with the chopper, okay? And then we will cut this down to length. A little bit of overhang, so we have something to grip onto with the tweezers, and so we can trim this a little flush. But first things first, we need to clean out any squeeze out, any super glue squeeze out that might affect our placement here. So we just need to get that kind of cleaned out of that corner there. And then we'll put just a little drop of super glue on there. We'll get our little scrap piece to spread it out here, just like that. And then we will place this ever so carefully right up at the edge of this piece, right? That's looking pretty good. Nice, nice, good placement there. All right, press that down. You can kind of see that frame starting to come together, and it's starting to hide, you know, the sides here of the slats and everything, right? So that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to like with any fascia, you know, in construction, it's used to hide the bits that you don't necessarily want seen all the time, right? Okay. Clean that up there. Looking good. All right, so we continue on. Neither one of these ends are square, so let's square that. We'll just keep wrapping this thing around this piece here. All right, load that into the tweezers. Clean out the corners. Boom, just like that. And then a little bit of super glue. Just like that. Spread this out here. And get our piece placed in here because that super glue is extra thin and we are losing adhesion by the second. Okay. Looks good. All right, press that into place. Just like that. Okay. That clipped off there. And now we need to very, very carefully measure this last little bit here, because it's just a simple opening at this point, right? So first things first, we need to square off the edge of this, right? And then we, at least what I do is I place this one edge into the piece like this, and then I have a good idea of where to cut this strip, right? And we're going to cut it a little long, a little proud, because we can always trim it back, right? But man, that's very, very close so far. So we just trim off just a little bit, just a hair. Just like that. Now, let's see if that fits. Ooh, yeah, that's super close. That's getting there. That's getting there. Let's try this side here real quick. Let's see what that looks like. Not quite. Not quite. Not just yet. So we'll just go back and just continue just kind of shaving off little by little. Okay. Let's see what that... Let's see what that looks like here. Ooh, there we go. Perfect. Like a glove. Like a glove. All right. So let's get some glue onto here, and then we'll have some fun with this and get it a little decorative and all that good stuff. There we are. Come on. Get on there. There we go. Now we're cooking. All right, so press that last piece into place. Just like that. There's our outside trim of this, right? Looking pretty good. Let's get these last few pieces flush with the box here. And if they're not perfect, it's not a big deal, because what we're going to do is we're going to bevel this thing, okay? We're going to bevel this. So, first things first, what we're going to end up doing here is just taking the hobby knife, or you can use your ceramic scraper or something like that, and just start taking this down. This right here, this one procedure of beveling the front is probably going to be the biggest thing that you can do to kind of sell the look of this thing, in my estimation anyways. Because if you leave it square, I don't know, it doesn't seem mechanical enough to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my own personal preference. I don't know. But then what we'll do is we'll take the 600 sanding block here, right? And then we'll just start evening these bevels out, just kind of going to town and making these rather heavy, right? I want a heavy kind of bevel on this thing. I don't want it to be slight. I don't want it to look wimpy. I want this bevel to be beefy. You know? Beefy bevels. That's what we like around here. We like beefy bevels. I don't know what that means, but that's what we like. To each his own, I guess, right? Yeah. Those are beefy bevels. Word. I don't know. I'm going crazy here. Okay, that's looking really good. It's looking really good, but we're not done yet. It's like Billy Mays. But wait, there's more. Yeah. See, there you go. That beefy looking bevel there, right? It's looking pretty nice. Now, first things first, let's even out the front here and just make that really just super smooth. And there is our... You could stop here. You could stop right here with this vent, and that would look cool as hell. You really could. You could stop dead tracks, boom, right there. That would be a kick-ass vent, right? That would be awesome. But you could do more. You could do more. What, you may ask? What can we do more, Tim? I'm glad you asked. We can make some notches in it. That would be cool, right? Right on the face frame. We can make notches. Check this out. Watch this. Let's get, I don't know, 4.8? No, that's too much. How about 4? 4? 4 is good. Yeah, let's go with 4. 4 millimeter, our 4 millimeter scribing jig here, right? What we're gonna do, we're gonna make some bevels up in this thing here. We're going to make it on both top and bottom, okay? We're not going to go crazy. We're just doing simple little bevel, or simple little notches here. Just 0.6 millimeter. Nothing crazy. Nothing Nothing wild, right? Just a little something something. Just a little something something. Okay. Spin this around. Do this to the other side here. Okay. Okay, let's reinforce that a little bit more. Because it's not deep enough yet. It's just not... It's almost there. It's just not deep enough. You need to get it deeper. Okay. There we go. Let's do a little bit of this. Let's do the same thing with that top one, though, because I feel that's a little shorter than the one on the corresponding side. Yeah, there we go. Nice matchy-matchy. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side here, yeah? We'll get some corresponding notches. Everybody loves notches, right? Love me some good nachos. Now I'm hungry. Truth be told, I've been hungry the entire stream. I don't know if you guys can hear my stomach growling. I'm starving right now. Spin this around, do the same thing on the top side. Just like that. Okay. All right. Just reinforcing the depth on these, and so far, man, this is looking pretty dang good. Not too shabby. Not too shabby one bit. Simple, but elegant. Sometimes simplicity is what it's all about, right? So there's that. Let's get you guys zoomed in here. Let's get there's the little dot. Let's get that propped up there, and then we'll get you zoomed in, super zoom for this, so you can see in better detail. And of course, it's not in the box. Why would it be, right? Yeah. Just like that. Focus. There we go. And super zoom. Nice. Nice. That's not bad. That's not bad, guys. For a quick demo, and not even kind of watching what I'm doing, it's pretty decent. Can you imagine if I actually measured this and was careful? Whoo, boy. Oh, man, oh, man. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a good look. I'm not going to lie. It's a good look. I'm happy with this. For a quick demo, a quickie demo deal, that looks pretty good, right? Look at that. Look at that bubble. Oh, that bubble's nice. I don't know why I'm talking like that. But, you know, the notches just kind of add scale to it, right? The bevel sets this off as kind of a machined piece, a designed piece, like an engineered type of component, right? It looks really good for a quickie demo. And you can see kind of the angled slats in there and everything. And then, you know, what you do is you paint the slats. You know, you base this in your primer. Spray your slat colors in here, because these could be different from the outer trim, right? Cut a piece of tape to fit perfectly right into this area, then go about painting the trim a different color, right? So that would look really good. And then what you can do with this trim here, you could cut out a spot in the armor that fits the box, slot that in there, and then that trim would cut up or would cover up any sort of, you know, gaps in the box that you cut into the armor, right? So again, in the construction terms, it's like a trim piece at the bottom of your wall, right? If you have paneling or drywall or gypsum board, for those of you outside the US, you know, you have a trim piece at the bottom to cover up the edge, right? So basically what happens here is this trim piece covers up that cutout that you would slot this into, and then the depth of the box makes this look recessed. So it just looks, it's going to end up looking really good. So yeah. Anyway, let's catch up with the chat real quick, because I know some of you have got some questions and stuff like that. Look at that. Z wants to know what Angelo's Instagram is. Hey. But Angelo says, I just post random shit on Instagram. Yeah, he mainly posts on Facebook, but so worth it. So worth it, man. Let's see, Terry T, and done with the vent. This looks great. We'll have to build it with better measurements, but this is exactly what I'm looking for. There you go. Angelo, Mr. Mech Designs, he says, you can also try to use a circular saw bit for that cleanup. Daunting it may seem, but it's actually much easier. You're a braver man than me, dude. I don't know. Chris Degger says, are the 1, 2, 3 blocks intended as finger savers, or is there another purpose for them? Definitely finger savers. It protects your digits. But it gives you leverage when, you know, when we were trimming the slats, right? So, ooh, that's on super zoom. You can't see shit on there. Let's go back to 1 and get rid of the box. There we go. Focus. Of course not. Why would it focus? But anyway, when you have this pressed up against here, when we were trimming the slats, obviously it protects your fingers, you know, on this side. But using the chisel blade, you can get leverage on this thing by pushing into the upright 1, 2, 3 block. So that was kind of the idea of using it. But then I thought about it and I'm like, just use the baby Dremel. That's what it's there for. I forget that this little thing is here sometimes. It's such a great tool. Swear, man. Let's see. Chris R says, my angle guides came in. Hey, there you go. Angelo says, lucky precision. Haha. Yeah. Wow. Like I said, I wasn't measuring anything tonight, dude. I was like freestyling the whole thing. It came out decent. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy with it, even though I didn't measure a damn thing, right? Chris Degger says, I'm surprised you did not pull out the calipers for that last piece. Oh no, man, I'm not. This is a demo. I'm not doing it. No. Terry T says, fascia done. There you go. Chris Degger says, I got the ones on Tim's Amazon list. They are pretty great. They really are. Terry T says, I know mine is rough, but it's looking good so far. Dude, and honestly, mine looks rough too, right? Gert Madur says, I'll check out the Amazon list afterwards. There you go. Gert Madur says, you're damn right. I like a beefy bevel. Angelo says, it makes it more dynamic looking due to the depth it adds. Yeah, with the bevel. Exactly. Gert McDirt says, give me more, Tim. Always, dude. Oh, Angelo. You are killing me. Angelo says, look at that. No oil while scribing. You son of a bitch. Wilson brought that up on one of my previous streams, and I lost it. I freaking lost it, dude. That's your boy. I'm not gonna. That's your boy, man. Oh, that's yeah. Need we say more? Not really. But that's funny as shit. I'm not gonna lie. Chris Degger says, I'm barbecuing ribs while I watch the stream. You son of a bitch. I'm hungry as hell right now. Chris R says, Tim, I have a question. Okie dokie.
We have a question.
He says, how hard would it be to make a vent on a curved chest, like on a Dom? Okay, so Chris, actually not all that hard at all, in realistic terms. Before I put on any of this trim, right, we just had the box with the slats in it and everything. So what you would want to do is then take your baby Dremel, or whatever you have, a file would work as well, and then just start to shape the upper profile of this to match the profile of the curved piece, say on the Dom's chest, right? So you want to form this piece accordingly, the box and the slats and everything. But once you've got all that glued in and locked in, you can form that, and that will kind of take on the top profile of that piece. So what the get out of here. Anyway, let's see. Chris Degger says, ooh, fancy. Gert Madur says, thank you a ton, Tim. Super helpful. You are welcome, buddy. Man, Angelo over there is giving us this thumbs up. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Terry T says, I got mine beveled too. My fascia is not as beefy, so my notches are not as impressive, but this is such a great look. Man, thank you, Terry. I appreciate that, buddy. And thank you for the idea tonight. I think it was very worth it, Ty Furious says, Tim, imagine if I tried. Me, Gundam on fire. Nah, man, come on now. Chris Degger says, the bevels make it look like it was either pop riveted or tack welded on. Looks nice. I had not thought of that. I have not did not think of that. But yeah, I agree. Kenneth Sim, this will be hard to do in 144 scales. Well, potentially, yeah. Thinner and smaller is going to be a bit harder. But you're also going to want to use thinner materials. So, like what we used here, for the structure of the box, I used 1mm strip for the actual box itself. So if you were to do 144, I would probably use 0.5 millimeter or at most 3/4 millimeter, right? Scale that down. That's the thing. You got to scale it down. For the slats, instead of 0.5 millimeter, I would use 1/4 millimeter at that point, right? Take out your your 0.3 chisel instead of your 0.6. All of that scaling down. Trust me, you could do it. The other thing that you could do is you could use photo etch fins, right? Simp, our boy June, I think has some with the fins that you could use. If not, what is that company called? These guys right here. Steel Spirit, yeah, the AW, the Steel Spirit. These the ones that make these awesome little photo etch parts. They have them, I know. and I think June I think gets them from the same place, but I could be wrong. But there are, you know, kind of pre-made options as well, like these guys here. You know, these are just photo etch, and you just pop these into, you know, you can pop these into an already existing square detail. They also come in different shapes as well. But, you know, you use your little tweezers and you just bend back these, you know, these slats, and that's basically what you're left with, which is a really nice, very thin, very small, very scalable type of look, right? Let's see. Let's revisit the steel series here. Let's see what I have in here, because I don't even know what the hell I have. Oh, there's these. I forgot about these parts here. Focus. Come on and focus, please. There it is. These I used on the Zaku, the custom Zaku that we finished up, or finished construction on late last year. Let's see, what else? Anything? Do I have those fin style? Oh, here are the other shaped pre-made ones. Obviously, these are more in a rectangular form, and they come in obviously a bunch of different sizes there as well. But I don't think I have any of the actual. No, I don't have any of the actual fins, the slats and everything that they make. So, yeah, one of those things. But yeah, the steel spirit, you can get those kind of bigger slats to use. So it's all about scaling, man. It's all about scaling. So let's see. Chris Degger says the bevels make it look like oh, we already read that, didn't we? Yeah. Chris R says I'll give it a shot. I think vents on the chest of the Dom would be pretty nice. Yeah, I think they would look interesting. Yeah. Hell yeah. Kenneth says steel spirit. Yeah, exactly. So there you go, guys. Cool little thing that we made. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I'll ever use this, but who knows? I'll set it off to the back here and save it for a rainy day. One of those things. Anywho, let's go camera one, shall we? And finish this up tonight. Obviously, we didn't work on any of the GBWC build, but that's okay, man, because I think this was a really cool stream. I think we got a cool demo in, you know, some kind of basic scratch building and stuff like that. Showed you how to do this, and now you guys are fully prepared and fully ready to tackle it yourself. Hey. And if you make a mistake or you forget how to do something, just come back to the stream and rewatch it. Simple stuff. Anyway, all right, you guys. I think that's going to do it for me tonight, because number one, I'm hungry, and number two, I want to watch some TV. Not gonna lie. After the day I have had, I need to decompress. Yeah, decompress. Anyway, Ranger Chris says could be something you do regularly. Take one stream a week and do some kind of demo. Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea, Chris. I will have to think about that. Although, honestly, you know, a lot of my streams are demos already, just of me building, right? I don't know. We'll think about it. And honestly, if you guys have topics, or if you guys have, you know, ideas of, you know, something you want to see me scratch build or something like that, or modify or whatever, send me ideas, man. DM me or whatever, you know, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Shoot me ideas, and you know what? If they sync with what we're doing, hell yeah, we'll jump on that and do a demo stream. Why not? It's helpful, right? So, anyway. All right, you guys. Real quick. Chris Degger says you will not fall behind on GBWC build. Yeah, no doubt. I still got plenty of time. Terry T says thank you very much, Tim. Dude, you're welcome, Terry. You're welcome, buddy. And trust me, after the awesome hummingbird print or drawing that you sent me, I got you. Anyway, all right, you guys, rocking the the Power GM test team tonight with, the new sleeve. Look at that. RGM79, Power GM. Love it. Love it. This version is not in the store just yet, but it will be soon, and I will let you guys know when it is. Tomorrow we're going to be rocking something new, so tune in to find out what. But anyway, if you do want to get other shirts or anything like that, hit up www.chowdermecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You won't find this shirt, but you will find other shirts in there. Hats, prints of my work, all sorts of fun stuff. So go load up. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we were working with here tonight, there's an Amazon link below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook now, I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It goes to help out me, it goes to help out the stream and fuel our endeavors moving forward, like the podcast that is going to be coming very, very soon. If you are into, if you need kits, paints, tools, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1 and 2, those are both in stock and shipping now. Right down here at our good friends USA Gundam Store, Adam and the fine crew down there will definitely have what you need. So, go hit them up. And if you like what we do here, if you find value in it, if you learn from it, man, hit the like, subscribe, and follow on all the different social media channels so you can keep up with what we do off stream, and then also to keep up with any notifications of cancellations, delays, stuff like that. Also, if you know somebody that could benefit from the stream or a group of somebody's, man, share it with them. It's the nice thing to do. Come on. So, all right, kids. So again, tomorrow is again unfortunately going to be iffy for me. Because like I said, I have a recording session with one of our employees at 12:30 my time, and that's scheduled for an hour. So hopefully we end up before stream time. So like I said, keep an eye on that social media in case of any cancellations or delays or anything like that. So it's going to be a game time decision. I won't lie to you. But worst comes to worst, we'll be back here on Wednesday, hopefully, and pick this up. Definitely on Wednesday night we'll be on. So tune in for all that. Come on back and hang out with us. Have some fun. Big shout out to Angelo, Mr. Mech Designs, for hanging out with us, man. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, buddy. And if you guys have not followed Angelo on YouTube and also on Facebook, I highly suggest it. He's a great dude. Very, very skilled modeler. So check him out. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. As always, man, be safe out there. Use common sense. Wash your hands. But above all else, build something cool. All right? We'll see you next time, kids. Bye.